beautiful Alicia Fox.
Spoke to you and said this, Bob, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Loaded up with alcohol, more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
3 ain't enough now, I need 5. Welcome in Jim, Ryan, Matt, Tim, and intern Mark.
And after tonight, none of you in this ring will ever be the same again.
Welcome, everyone, to 3 Count Thursday, live here on Facebook. It is Thursday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Little brother love for everybody. We have plenty to talk about this week, including To Be the Man, You've Got to Be a Flair, and Is the Dead Man Elite? But first, make sure you check out our website, 3countthursday.com. You can find links to all of our social media, our merchandise, our Patreon code, and much more, as well as our home network, NGSC Sports, as well as the sponsor of this show, Alicia's Pillows and Things, where you'll get tons of home decor and much, much more at great prices. You'll find pillows and stools featuring your favorite sports teams, as well as sets with your kids' favorite cartoon or movie characters, full body and neck pillows as well. Log on to ngscsports.com. Find the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on your homepage and place your order. How we doing, boys?
I love you, Brother Jim.
And I love you, Brother Ryan.
What a great song.
Jim, how are you?
I'm doing good.
I was wondering what was going to play. Was that one or we're going to get some Stone Cold action? I didn't know what was going to.
Look so
Oh, that's a great song.
good to me.
Billy and Chuck. Oh, Dude Love. There's so many good ones. Oh, we got Tim up. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, shit. How's everybody doing on Valentine's
Tim,
Day?
you are so funky.
Woo, baby.
Dude, we're doing good, Jim. We're doing good. Thank you all for joining us tonight on Valentine's Day. You know what? I would love to see some hearts on the screen for our Valentine's Day show. Do we have the heart option? And does anybody have it within them to share the love of 3 Count Thursday?
With all your friends.
With all of your friends, hit the share button, hit the love button for us tonight. And tonight only is the only time I'm going to ask to see the love button pop up there.
All love, baby. Send all the love. We love you guys, too, the 3 Count Thursday audience. You guys are amazing. Thanks for joining us for the ride each and every Thursday. You loyal listeners like Big Dick Heaven.
It's the biggest of dicks.
But, yeah.
We say that in the nicest way possible.
The most nice way.
His Devin is so big dick.
It's like a giant submarine sandwich.
Jesus. Before we get completely derailed like we did last week, if you have not nominated us today, nominations still open over at WrestlingRadioAwards.com.
What website is that?
WrestlingRadioAwards.com.
Yep.
Nominate us for Live Show of the Year. We'd appreciate that. Also on the website, we have intern Mark's WCW is holiday themed this week. So
I've heard
you can
was.
probably figure out who that's going to be. And coming to the website on March 1st, so about another 2 weeks, a website exclusive with Julie Reel will be dropping on the website, and more web exclusive interviews to come. So make sure you're always checking 3countthursday.com for all of that info. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, keep doing that. Sign pointing season is among us. Some indie shows coming up this weekend in the area. If you want to make the trip up into northern PA, those are the only ones in our area. PPW Juiced is this Saturday night. The Holy Family Academy in Hazleton. Cool venue, good food.
Is Jose Canseco going to be there?
He's out chasing
he's chasing
Yetis,
aliens
Sasquatch.
and Yetis and
The
God
Yeti.
knows what the Yeti.
That's the Yeti.
But yeah, PPW.
Make it up there. I was actually, Matt and I were talking. I was going to try to make it up. I can't get out of work, but I don't know if Matt's going to make it up now or not.
Work sucks.
So it gets in the way of everything.
It does. It ruins everything.
Just everything. I mean, I do have bills to pay, so I do have to do it. I get it. But
Unfortunately.
I wish I knew what work felt like today.
Now we were discussing something on the Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, you guys need to check that out. $2 get you into conversation
about a debate on something that could happen to keep us out of work, possibly for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So make sure you jump over there and
a nice
check
class
that out.
action lawsuit
I mean, we all said yes, right?
Yes,
without question.
Yeah.
yes.
And how much that cost? Just $2, right?
$2
For
$2.
literally, okay, there are 28 days in the month of February.
Okay.
You only have to spend $2 to get that content,
Right.
and that's 4 shows.
Yeah, that's 4 Patreon exclusive shows
That's
every
50
week.
cents a show.
Yeah,
Right. That is
That your big value.
just over 7 cents a day.
Who's got 7 cents in their glove
okay.
compartment
Let's
right
not
now?
do like the
For 7 cents a
for just
day.
7 cents a
You
day.
can
You
feed
could
this hungry boy here.
You could sponsor 3 Count Thursday.
Did we ever tell you about Don't Feed James Day?
No,
in
what
college?
is-
That'll be a Patreon one for another day.
Patreon exclusivo.
Don't Feed James Day.
Well, let me just say this: did
Lives
you
in
ever watch
Kutztown
Viva La
history.
Bam?
Heck yeah.
You can probably figure out what Don't Feed James Day was.
Oh, does that like Don't Feed Phil?
Yeah,
Just like that, 24 hours.
but
I ate so much food around Jim that day. It was
God.
so great.
Did you like put a like a chain lock and
No,
padlock
we would
around
like
the
we would like
fridge?
buy a pizza and be like, just eat it a little bit and just throw it away in front of him,
Oh,
and really watch his
it was
heart break.
extremely wasteful.
It was very
Especially
wasteful.
the last hour.
Daniel Bryan not pleased.
I feel like fuck Daniel Bryan.
Actually, a lot
in
of
college. I didn't
actually a
give
lot
shit.
of the food that they were eating, Daniel wouldn't have touched anyway. So.
No,
Yeah.
it was college. I feel like Deuce was like rubbing peanut butter on his body, and you were like,
Probably,
oh,
probably. That sounds so gay.
The payoff was good.
Oh, so gay.
Holy Family Academy, Hazleton, PA. The meet and greet starts at 5. Bell time is at 7. That's for PPW Juiced.
Juventud Guerrera's going to be up there.
Quasi Juice Guerrera.
How
Hoovy.
about that?
How about that? There's some other stars up there too. I forget exactly who it was, but
And
Hoovie's
then
gonna be up
Northern Tier Wrestling up in Sayre, PA. The Nikki Baker Memorial Show. That's on Sunday afternoon. Doors at 2 p.m. Bell time at 3 p.m. If you head over to our website and find the upcoming indie shows page, your links for much more information about who's going to be there, matches, and all that kind of stuff, you can find it right over there, 3countthursday.com.
Charlie was counting for us,
Counting up to 4.
and then 4 minutes. I don't know what that is. Is that our 4-minute warning?
Yeah, what for? What?
Rosie and Jamal's going to come out and squash us.
I don't think that's possible anymore.
No, it was 3 minutes too.
Yeah, but they both kind of.
I know they're not here anymore.
They both did.
Maybe their friends can.
Maybe.
Why are we whispering?
Well, because we were talking, we didn't want the audience to hear us.
Then what
Move on, Jim.
What are we doing here then?
No. We want them to hear us, just not the conversation we were having.
That seems weird.
You seem weird.
I kind of pose. Well,
Hi, Scott.
let's get to the unfortunate news of the week, and then we'll jump into stuff that's a little bit more fun discussion. Pedro Morales passed away on Tuesday at the age of 76. Of course, best known for his appearances with the Worldwide Wrestling Associates and the WWE. He debuted in 1959. He originally came to prominence in the WWA in the 60s, where he held the World Heavyweight Championship and World Tag Team Championships. In 1970, he joined the WWF, winning its World Heavyweight Championship and United States Championship. And then in a second run with the then World Wrestling Federation in the 80s, he won the Intercontinental title and Tag Team Championship, establishing himself as the promotion's first Triple Crown champion. He retired from wrestling in 1987. He was in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame class of 2015, Cauliflower Alley Club honoree in 1994, Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame class of 2017, and a WWE Hall of Famer in the class of 1995. So,
which is the first full class.
Right, because Andre
was the first by himself.
What, 93?
94.
Okay.
Yep.
So, obviously one of the all-time greats. Nothing that I saw of his career was when I was, was alive and happening.
Twinkle, yeah.
Right. I was 2 years old when he retired. So,
yeah.
But again, one of the absolute greats.
Very first Triple Crown champion in WWE history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, huge.
Big influencer for the Latin American community. I know a lot of wrestlers with Hispanic and Latin ties always looked up to Pedro. I'm very sad that I don't have a good knowledge of his work. So maybe that'll be some homework for myself tomorrow with my day off.
There you go.
Keep rubbing that day off in.
Yeah, I got a 5-day weekend, brother. Today. Let me tell you, I slept 13 uninterrupted hours today.
Dang.
Went to bed at 1:30, woke up at 2:30.
You've upset me now.
Man, I'm so refreshed. So alive.
I don't
awake.
know the last time that I slept that long. Like in a week's time.
My body needed it, dude.
Yeah, it'll happen.
I just felt it. I knew I needed some time away, so I just got some.
Frank wanted to remind us, Brian Pillman Jr. taking on Sean Carr this weekend.
Oh, that match.
That's gonna be.
That'll be a banger.
That's GT guaranteed terrific.
Should be that thing should be an absolute banger. And look, man,
shout out to Scott, who's buying some 3-count or buying some collar and elbow merch tonight using code 3count, not 3CT. Use code 3count. The number 3, the word count, 3count. And that'll get you 10% off at collarandelbowbrand.com.
10% off your order.
And that's going to put a little bit back into our pockets, which we absolutely appreciate.
Right,
that.
Where else can you buy merch if you didn't want to buy merch like Collar and Elbow brand, but you wanted to
get one of these great hats?
Oh, but they do have great hats at Collar.
But does 3Count Thursday have their own merch too? Like instead of you didn't want to wear like the C and the E, like no offense, like the C and E is really great, but like for example, this winged eagle. Design.
It's a great design.
Like, where could you? Do we have a shirt for that somewhere?
We do. So if you head over to 3countthursday.com, you'll find a merchandise link, and that'll take you to whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver!
Or you can just go to whatamaneuver.net.
What a maneuver!
Thank you. And find the 3Count Thursday page there. You can get that logo.
That logo there.
Or the 3CF&T logo.
Yeah.
Very similar to the ECF&W logo.
And that's another way that you can support the podcast and put some nice swag on your back. I know that the hoodies for Collar and Elbow, are they still available?
They are, dude. Super comfortable.
Super comfy hoodies. Yeah. Like, clothe yourselves and support us. It's not asking for you to do anything out of your way.
Right.
It's
support wrestling.
Support wrestling. Support us. Support what we do. It's all copacetic. We give you 2 hours of content a week.
That's a fancy word.
Copacetic.
But yeah, it's we'd appreciate that. We'd appreciate that.
Very much so.
It's a good thing. Give it a little bit back and get some great stuff. Like the One Maneuver stuff, the merchandise is awesome.
Great.
I think I bought one of our Winged Eagle shirts. And the collar and elbow stuff is absolutely top notch.
Yeah.
I still need to get my hands on that. The St. Patrick's Day. I couldn't think of the
the Irish Whip. Yeah, it's solid.
All right, so let's kind of get into this. I don't want to necessarily call it like a poll question, but I threw it out there because in reaction to the big news of Monday Night Raw and just the backlash and
You're trying to get me stirred up early.
The excitement and the hubbub and all the anger and whatnot from that.
Is Backlash still a pay-per-view? Is that still?
I think it is.
One of their.
Well, it was. I don't know if it
was.
New.
I
just don't recall hearing about Backlash anymore.
Yeah, I don't believe it still is.
Oh, Backrash.
It's when you serve.
How'd you know? Who's been talking? Again, if you're following along here on the live video, make sure you give it a share, give it a like, give it a heart today.
Give it a like,
heart today.
Like it, love it, want some more of it.
But make sure you share it as well. Get as many people in here as possible, and interact.
Another great Tim.
You can interact with us. We'll read stuff on the air. kind of this question or something that I posed is if you could pick a moment from wrestling history, moment or moments, keep it to like 3 or less, just for sake of time and whatnot. But if you could pick one thing from that you wish social media would have been around for, I feel like Tim's going to be jumping all over this. What would that moment be for you? Tim, go ahead.
Ooh, me. When Scott Hall invaded WCW, that night, and because everyone would be like, "Holy poop! Razor Ramon is here in WCW. Why is he here? Like, why is he here? What is this?"
Right,
man.
The moment that I said, and it just jumped into my head, and if I really thought about it, there would obviously be some more, and like an obvious one would be the screw job, but
sure.
the moment that jumped out to me for some reason, and maybe it's because of the comparisons being made from Becky Lynch to Stone Cold Steve Austin, but at WrestleMania 17 or X7, in Texas when Austin made a deal with the devil himself. And shook hands with Mr. McMahon and it turned heel. That didn't really work. And, Austin says to this day that he wish he would have audibled in the ring and just Stone Cold stunned him. And, they would have just gone from that moment, whatever. But, like that one, like I would just say, love these assholes don't know how to book Stone Cold. Nobody knows how to do what they're doing with Stone Cold.
I have another one.
Go ahead.
And this one deals with Stone Cold. The night that Tyson and Austin faced off.
Oh my God!
On Raw.
Wow,
that'd be a good one.
But I put it out on Ryan, while you're thinking a little bit here.
I don't need to think.
Okay,
no, it's just like to hear all of these were great. Like the Scott Hall one would be great, but it would be insufferable leading up to that moment. Did you hear Scott Hall's contract's out? Scott Hall's going to show up at WCW. I can't. Like it would be ruined.
Right. A lot of those great moments would have been ruined.
I couldn't imagine like watching wrestling and be like, "Hey, dude, tonight Shawn Michaels is going to turn and the Rockers are in the barbershop windows have." Like, I can't imagine how much it would be ruining all of these moments.
I think that's kind of Laszlo Arpad responded to it and said none because social media ruins everything.
Right. I mean,
so that's kind of to what your point
like,
is.
could you imagine it getting out that Scott Hall would show up on? Now, if people would tune in, yes, but it would really ruin that whole like, who I am. What you don't know is
who I am.
Right, like that moment wouldn't hold as much weight if everybody talked about it the week leading into it. So I would have to agree with Laszlo and say none.
There you go. Some of the responses on Twitter at Captain Falstaff says Steamboat and Savage with the ring bell to the throat. Anthony,
oh shit, that was a good one.
Anthony just posted a GIF of Sting with RoboCop.
Jesus, no.
Cousin Brian had the Montreal screw job.
Okay, sure.
The Wicked Specialist at real_geek said the reveal of the greater power. Jay says, thank God we didn't have social media when Owen died, which I 100% agree with. Like, and like something like that, when something like that happens, like, and obviously at that point they weren't publicly traded yet.
No.
Like if they're a publicly traded company in a social media world, if that accident happens, like
that stock is plummeting.
I know we talk about the WWE being somewhat like invincible and whatnot, but I don't know if you can recover from something like that, or that would be bad news bears.
Just those scummy news with the Z sites that would post those videos. Oh my god. Thank God.
Horrible. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is that was 1997, 98.
Yeah, no, Over the Edge 98.
Yeah. So
very weird name for a show too.
Right. Now, looking back on it. You didn't have everybody and their mother didn't have.
That was before the Nokia phones, probably.
That was even before Nokia. So like you didn't have people recording video and taking pictures, because I'm almost willing to bet that the minute you have an idea that somebody's coming from the rafters, somebody has that video running.
Today anymore, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Somebody's recording that, and you're going to see the thing that, obviously, unfortunately happened. So
Devin's got the live sex celebration, but Facebook was around then.
Yeah, because that was...
MySpace was around.
Yeah,
that was 2006.
Yeah, I don't think it was I don't think social media
not-
was nowhere near the level of where it is today,
No,
but it was around-ish.
Yeah.
But I think that's still a moment that in today's world, I mean, obviously it doesn't happen in the WWE for one. Happened at the Giant Center, by the way, in Hershey, PA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we don't get nice things anymore.
That could be.
Thanks,
that could
Edge.
be. Somebody just had a GIF of Hot Rod, Roddy Piper. Charlie posted that one.
I feel like he would have been fun to tweet about.
Yeah, he said
Literally everything.
And then he said
Everything,
Piper and
yeah.
Snuka in the pit specifically.
Piper Snuka in the pit. The backlot brawl.
Backlot brawl, absolutely. Yeah.
Now,
let's
that
see.
one would have been fun too. Was that the one with the Bronco?
Yeah.
The Gold Dust?
Yes.
That one would have
Yep.
been a lot of fun
Yes.
to tweet about.
Jay also comments that about the death of Owen Hart. Let's see. Ty says the invasion would have been amazing. Mark says war to settle the score. Like I
Intern
said-
Mark.
No, not intern Mark. A different Mark. Let's see. Like I said, Laszlo said that he would say none.
92 Rumble would be really good too.
Was that the Flair
That's
Rumble?
the Flair Rumble.
Yes.
That's the
Oh
one
my
too.
gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been lit.
Michael says the breakup of the Rockers.
100%. Yeah.
Jared comments there was just way too many, and then he was posting, Rick Rude being on
Raw and Nitro.
Raw,
on the same
Raw and
night.
Nitro on the
Wow,
same
yeah.
night, and one without a beard. The finger poke of doom, the last episode of Nitro. Intern Mark said Hogan versus Andre, WrestleMania 3. And then
I would even go so far as to say, not the match, but the Piper's Pit segment where Andre rips the cross off Hulk.
Yes, that would
And
have been.
Piper goes, Hulkman, you bleeding.
And
That would be solid.
And Kellen posted, and this one just kind of I think confused me a little bit. He said the Taker versus Giant Gonzalez at WrestleMania 9.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I guess because of the
Can you
chloroform and all of
imagine
that.
how much how
They
social
would be shit
media
all
would just
over.
dump just
All over.
big,
true, yeah.
big
No,
loads of dudes.
When's the last time you saw that? That match was
Because social media was around for like all of the Punjabi prison matches.
That's true.
It was
And
duty,
I do
man.
put an M in Punjabi.
Just like Vince Russo puts a L in album.
Album.
Hey, Rob Noxious checks
And like
in.
it's
Hello,
not
sir.
it's not even that he says album. When he spells it out in a tweet, he writes out album.
Really?
Yeah, album.
ALBLUM?
Yep.
Nice.
Album.
Yo,
Like
Who is this?
Vince Russo. I mean, it's
are you sure it's not 45?
Well, jeez.
Bro.
Halblum, he would
Bro.
probably.
Bro.
But it's like, man, every time I see that, or very few times do I have to hear it, because I do make a point to avoid hearing Vince Russo speak.
All the time.
It's a shame because I enjoy Matt Kuhn's work. Like the
Right,
they're
exactly.
stuck together.
Exactly.
No.
You're not a Kuhn guy.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
But
Kuhn
yeah, I
is a
can't.
friend of the podcast.
Well, good for him.
I can't do Russo. But like Russo, I think this week I saw is still just trying to grovel and get hired back by WWE.
Bro.
Like he
Listen,
apparently
you're
he reached
doing
out
your
to
show. Your shows are exactly what I was doing in '99, bro.
He apparently reached out to Shane and was like shocked that they're not hiring. I'm like, you have spent the last 15, 20 years
At
doing
least.
nothing but bashing the WWE, bashing the product, bashing the fans of the product, aka the fucking shareholders, the people that own the company. Like, why the hell would they bring you back? Why? Especially in a world like, yes, it is a fact that the from a rating standpoint, the peak of the WWE was under the writing tutelage of Vince Russo. However, like,
It's not easy. It's not hard to write for probably the most talented crop of stars the WWE had to date.
No, that's today.
No, to date. To date, they had the most talent. They had Rock, Austin, Triple H. They had Undertaker, Kane, The Big Show. Like, they had so many.
Right, but that's looking hindsight back at it. Like, I think there could be a case made that the current roster, and unfortunately, I guess I'm kind of including.
Well, no, again, I'm saying the greatest. They had the most talented roster to date.
Okay, I got it.
So like, Vince took over when WWE had all of these stars in place. It's not hard to write when you have. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard to run an offense in the NFL if your quarterback, your running back, your offensive line, your wide receivers, and your tight end are the all-star team.
True.
It's not hard.
That's true. And like, it's also not hard when you're a guy who understands how to get TV ratings. And I will give,
at the time, yes.
I will give Russo that bit of credit, is he understood how to get ratings at that time. And he, I guess, at that point somehow had some sort of finger on the pulse of where the country and just, like, was at from a like society standpoint. It was
shock jocks were in,
right? Shock jocks, flick off your boss. I don't give a shit. That kind of attitude, like it embraced itself in music, it embraced itself in TV, embraced itself in video games, and everything worked great to the point where you had the right characters at the right time, and you had the rise of a superstar who, back in ECW already started this,
anti-authority.
Paul Heyman gave Austin that voice, and Russo connected with that. Basically gave you a guy that doesn't give a shit about authority.
God, I'm chilly.
And like. I think
put it on. Put some clothes on.
I think Michaels and Triple H obviously played into that a lot. With DX, you had the Nation of Domination. Like it was, the shows almost wrote themselves. And I'm not trying to discredit Vince Russo, but I am discrediting Vince Russo a bit.
Dude, there was so much in that time, Jim, that is just not the same today.
Yes.
Like you can look at Howard Stern in the peak of his like popularity, and I understand he's on like XM today or Sirius,
I
whatever.
listen to
Like
Stern.
I get it.
I listen to Stern every
He's doing
day.
a totally different show.
I wouldn't say totally different, but he is doing a different show now than he was 20 years ago.
Okay,
right.
All right.
Like there is still Howard Stern. Like obviously, it's still the Howard Stern show.
Sure.
Like you're not turning into like church chat.
No, I would never expect
if you're
that.
you're listening to Howard Stern.
That's fair.
Talk.
But it is not. It is not what it once was.
Springer was a totally, huge popular. That Girls Gone Wild was like something that was really, really like that's where we were at as
absolutely
late 90s through like, because you also have to like Jackass.
Yeah,
sure, you're absolutely right.
Like that sort of mentality. That's who was the target demographic, and now. If you tried any of that stuff on TV, it's kind of like, ooh,
yeah,
yikes.
Well, and I think like there's
I still belly laugh really hard when I watch some old like Viva La Bam and Jackass stuff. I really do.
Do you laugh at it because of the nostalgia?
Probably. Yeah, I look at it, I'm like, God, that's stupid.
I think I
love Viva La Bam.
Well, I think there's still a part of me that finds that group funny.
Okay.
Like even Jackass 3D, and like there's a part of me that would love to just see what a Jackass 4 would look like with a group of 40-plus-year-old men doing what they do. But I don't want to
stunt in a hospital trip.
But like
repeat.
But I don't want to see Jackass the Next Generation.
Right.
Even if they
fair.
kind of handpicked the
son of Danger Aaron,
right? Like just because like it was those guys. It was again. It's all this magic moment in time, and this is why I always say when there's all this talk about the Attitude Era and how great it was and how perfect it was and how they could do no wrong.
Run it back and watch.
Right, go back in history. You can find the ratings from the Attitude Era. Find the highest rated week or group of like 3 weeks or whatever. Find 5 of the highest rated episodes in Monday Night Raw history and go back and watch them on the network.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, opening segment's going to be great. Closing segment's going to be great. There's probably going to be some good matches, but there's also going to be a shitload of terrible TV.
Yeah. Like, I dare you to watch, like, the highest rated we'll go 9 to 9. Find the highest rated Raw in 1999 and compare it to SmackDown 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Because to me, and this is where we can kind of jump into the week.
Yes.
SmackDown this week is probably, and I may be a captor of the moment here, it might be the best television that WWE has ever done. SmackDown was a perfect show.
Wow.
Perfect.
Perfection.
Yes.
Wow, Tim.
Well, no, I feel like
that's
a
hot.
dickhead because I actually didn't watch full shows of either this week.
SmackDown is worth going back and watching. Okay. It's literally, so SmackDown is 4 segments.
Right.
It's a talky bit from Charlotte.
Right. You had that stuff to kick it off.
It's a triple threat with the Iconics, Fabulous Glow, and Absolution.
Mm-hmm.
Which
are the 3 in the chamber match.
The 3 from SmackDown in the women's chamber. The loser of that becomes the first entrant, along with the Boston Hug Connection. Segment 3 is McMiz TV with the Usos. And segment 4 is the gauntlet match with all the participants in the Elimination Chamber.
Sure.
And the winner of the gauntlet match becomes the 6th entrant into the men's Elimination Chamber match.
The last SmackDown entrant.
Yes.
To come out of the pod.
Because there's only one singles Elimination Chamber match.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry.
Charlie,
You're right.
by the way, you know that's every TV show, right? Because he's
Silk Stockings not coming.
Oh, I do miss that.
Happy Valentine's Day.
He commented about the 55 minutes of commercials.
Yeah.
On an episode of Raw. I'm like, that's every TV show, right? Like
Any 3 hours.
If you have like Law and Order SVU is about 43-ish minutes of television, and you have 17-ish minutes, give or take, of commercial.
17 times 3.
Exactly, is about 55 minutes. Like it's
17 and 17 is 34. 34 and 17 is 51.
Right, you're at about an hour.
Look at Tim
right.
doing math in his head.
You're at about an hour of commercials.
Yeah. Common Core, folks.
In a 3-hour program.
All the numbers in one side and then carry it over
in the box.
Like don't get me wrong. There are certainly times when commercials on WWE TV seem to happen at weird times.
Yeah.
I'll give that complaint. But like the complaint, I mean, this isn't harping on Charlie. This is latching on to complaints I see from people on Twitter a lot.
The common folk, not us intelligent,
right?
The mouth breathers
is
of the
complaining about
the internet wrestling
commercials on Raw. Yeah, there's commercials on a TV show.
Who's paying the bills?
Exactly. Right? Exactly. If you don't want commercials, first off, if you don't have it, get DVR.
Yep.
Start about at 9:30ish.
Yeah.
Oh, Donna, happy Valentine's Day to you too.
Like start then, and it is what it is, and I mean to maximize again, Charlie, to your point. I mean, 3 hours is the problem. It's not maximizing their minutes, or it's hard to maximize 3 hours of programming every week, and that's why, typically speaking, SmackDown is a better show than Raw.
Typically,
yeah,
because it's 2 hours, so you can't have
there's
a
no
segment that goes too
no
long.
Fat.
Right, you don't have a segment that goes too long.
They need more something like 3 Count Thursdays giving them.
Yeah, 2 hours. But so we're talking about SmackDown. I need to express, if you didn't watch SmackDown, please watch. And if you want to watch something and you don't want to watch all of SmackDown, please just watch the gauntlet match.
Oh, yes.
Because Kofi Kingston proves to the world that he belongs in a conversation for being one of the best WWE performers of all time.
It's never going to happen for him, though.
It might.
You think it was that good to change people's opinions?
It might.
I feel like people are just stuck on Kofi as like he's the guy that does the cool spot in the Rumble and he's a New Day.
But
he will finish his career with
the
that.
The last 2 days on Twitter, the buzz is there.
The match was fantastic, and he did stand
wrestled.
out.
So spoilers for those who didn't watch. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to mute. Don't leave the channel. Just mute it, and then when I wave my arms like a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, you can just turn the volume back up.
Yell at your kids. 1, 2.
Kofi wrestles
3, 4, 5.
Kofi wrestles 4 opponents, 4 different styles of matches. And he doesn't. So, like when Seth Rollins did his gauntlet, he wrestled Roman Reigns and John Cena, 2 of the best that have ever done it.
Ever.
Yes.
And Seth Rollins wrestled Seth Rollins style.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he did all of his stuff, and he was in there with his boy and a guy he's wrestled a bunch.
Okay.
Kofi went out there and wrestled a singles match with probably 4 people he's never wrestled one-on-one before. He wrestled Daniel Bryan, the WWE champion.
Correct.
He wrestles Jeff Hardy. He wrestles Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And he wrestles AJ Styles. So he has a technical match with Daniel Bryan. He does a high flyer versus high flyer with Jeff Hardy.
Right.
He's underdog versus, or big man, little man versus Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's underdog versus top guy in AJ.
That's a really great observation, Tim.
It's 4 different matches, and Kofi gives you the art of professional wrestling in these matches.
Wow.
He's been doing this 11 years. They could have pulled the trigger on him back in 2009, 2010.
I agree.
When he was in the program with Randy Orton, and he was at height of his powers. Kofi now is a better worker in the ring than then, because he for all accounts and purposes, for all intents and purposes, he was a bit rough around the edges in 2009, 2010. He was still great. Now he is a polished performer. He knows where to put stuff. He knows the nuances of storytelling in a wrestling sense. This is a classic match. This might go down as my match of the year.
Wow.
So
it's in your top 5 for sure so far.
100%.
Okay.
If it's not, then that means that WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, they all had bangers that beat it.
Okay, that's fair.
Kofi Kingston relit the flame I had for him way back when.
Wow.
And when we talk about Elimination Chamber, we can talk more about Kofi.
And you're glowing. You're like a new father over here.
It's
almost.
a new day. Yes, it is.
Now, do you break up the New Day to
No.
get to
No,
singles?
no,
You allow
no.
There's
okay.
a promo on YouTube of the New Day post gauntlet match.
Okay.
And they talk about it. And Xavier and Big E are very adamant. They say, what have we said since day one of the creation of the New Day? What is the purpose of the New Day?
The power of positivity.
The purpose of the New Day is to make Kofi Kingston the world champion.
I thought it was power of positivity.
That is the point of it.
I was pretty fucking
The
sad
whole
I was right.
Their entire goal, Xavier, Big E, and Kof, is Big E and Kof, or Big E and Xavier look up to Kofi so much as as a performer that they want to raise the stock of Kofi and make him world champion. That's what it's always been.
When has it always been that?
I follow the New Day. I've been really
You
close
can go back
the
to
New
like
Day.
the choir, and it's just about power of positivity.
Externally on camera, yes.
Okay, so
internally,
I think you need to be following behind the scenes,
Yeah.
up, down, down, and whatnot.
yeah, but internally,
Got time for that.
me, all of it.
What are you talking about?
I'm the guy who watches all
you've
of
watched
Up,
how
Down,
many
Down.
seasons of The Office in the last month and a half?
7.5.
Exactly.
Okay,
Don't
you're
tell
fair.
me you don't have
I've
time.
got the time.
But yeah, Up, Down. I'm the guy who watches Up, Down, Down. I'm the guy who watches Being the Elite. I'm the guy who watches Behind All Elite Wrestling. Like, that's me. I love that stuff. That
and here's the thing,
bite-sized
like,
entertainment.
we also from super cool, like to unfortunate situations is there's a lot of times in this business you can talk about the unfortunate timing of an injury. Like this spot like was Mustafa Ali's
Ali.
spot.
Wow, good point.
Like when you talk about Dolph Ziggler's concussion, was it concussion? Yeah, after he won when he cashed in the briefcase, and like that, he has never really been the same.
Or Mr. Kennedy with the mayhaps torn bicep.
Anyway.
But he was height of his
He's a prick.
He was height of his powers when he was Money in the Bank winner. And he thinks he tears his bicep.
Kennedy.
They pull the trigger and they take the Money in the Bank contract off of him. Give it to Edge. Edge cashes it in the next night.
Yeah, it sucks.
The doctors give a second opinion on Kennedy after the Money in the Bank had already been spent.
Good to go.
And he was
He had a better career and impact, didn't he?
Oh,
TNA
100%,
for sure.
yeah.
Charlie, yes, I've seen the on WWE.com. They have the picture series since it's Valentine's Day, Heartbreak Kid, all that. They have the New Day recreating the barbershop scene. They have the Iconics.
Now, was that teasing out of this match? You
Iconics.
think was that something that happened post?
This photo shoot happened like a month ago.
Oh, this was
right.
this was a while ago. We had the Iconics as Michaels and Diesel, and I think it is totally fitting that Billy Kay is Diesel in that one. And then you had Mandy and Sonya as Sherry and HBK.
You know who else could be Diesel? Ronda Rousey. Just saying.
I don't.
She has that thing on her face.
Yeah, but she's also like
Diesel
4'7".
Yeah.
Like Billy Kay is really tall.
Billy Kay is super
She's
tall.
not Diesel tall.
Who is?
No,
How
but
freaky would that be?
Boy.
Hello, or however they talk down there. And she's just
Go ahead and continue.
Go ahead.
Nope, I'm done.
I'll
I'm going
give
to
you-
stop on
I
that
was
one
there
now.
for 37 days. I'll tell you. Oi.
Oh, where is it? I lost the music.
Oh no, where's it at? There it is.
No. Where
There's
is
that music.
Son of a
Hey,
Son of a bitch. Yeah, it's gone. Oh, there it is.
Hey, there it is. I
I
thought it was going to be Vanessa Carlton's
but yes,
1,000
the
Miles.
fantastic photo series. But
yeah, SmackDown was just great.
okay,
Best-
I'll
yeah.
have to go back and check it out because I did catch some of the YouTube clips and whatnot. But obviously, the big news of the week, and obviously it tied to SmackDown, it tied to Raw. Becky suspended
He's bothered by
60
this.
days. Charlotte is now in the WrestleMania match for the Raw.
Why would you allow this to bother you at all?
Okay.
Like this is the tried and true WWE method.
So let me walk, fam. I'm gonna look you guys in the
Cue it
face.
up. Here we go.
I don't need the sad music. There's no.
play the sad music.
It's not sad
No, I'm
music.
not. I don't know.
Sounds sad to me.
So, I'm going to walk you through the mental process I've had since the incident happened. So,
We're calling it the incident?
it was an incident. It was an incident to me. Okay? It's no secret that I am the biggest, like one of the biggest Becky Lynch
Huge.
fans. I've been on her bandwagon since day one. So much so as to say that Becky Lynch is the best of the four horsewomen. She is number one. Charlotte is number two. And there's other people who will argue me until the cows come home that Charlotte is better. And that's fine. You can take that opinion and that's yours. But to me and my clan, we are a Becky Lynch home. Okay? So when the whole incident goes down, she apologizes and they tell the story and Triple H and Stephanie go, okay, cool, you got your match. And Becky's like, I've watched a bunch of wrestling before. I know how this goes. They're going to be like, you didn't mean it. Say it on your knees. And it's like, okay, fine. But then Becky's like, okay, well, what is it? There's a catch. There's always a catch. What's the catch? And they're like, no catch. Everything's good. And then Vince comes out. I'm like,
Popping the crowd.
Bite-
Vince comes out.
biting my lip. I'm like, here comes the old man. And he then takes Becky out, suspends her 60 days, and throws in Charlotte Flair. And I'm telling you, I was on one Monday night into Tuesday and into Wednesday. So much so is that, like, I was looking at this for the first time in a long time. I was captivated as a fan, as a mark, you would say. Like, I was not looking at it objectively. I was looking at it as strictly a fan. I want no parts of Charlotte Flair anywhere near this match. This match is one-on-one Becky, Ronda, WrestleMania. That's it. I don't want it to be a triple threat match. I don't want it to be a four-way. I don't want any of that. I want it to be one-on-one.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Correct. Exactly where I was. Okay? I've since changed my tune on the way in here. And while it's...
So you need the drive to cool you down a little bit.
It's not for me. Charlotte being in this match is not for me. It is a big non-preferred activity. I'm not here for it, but I need to focus on the fact not that Charlotte is in the picture,
right,
but the fact that Becky is not out of the picture. This story right now, it's one-on-one Charlotte Ronda, but it will come back to Becky. I have full faith.
Correct.
That by the time WrestleMania comes around, Becky's in that story. And it's still going to be Becky at the end of the night with the title raised high and the fireworks go off in MetLife Stadium. It's Becky Lynch, women's champion, close show.
Is this Salisbury Steak Hill?
It is. He changed his tune. I feel like this has a little bit of a happy feel to it.
Oh, it's not happy. It's just...
I don't know why you would allow that
content.
to bother you that much. Because it's like every WWE storyline I feel around this time is like you want Daniel Bryan. Haha, you're not getting Daniel Bryan. And lo and behold, you get Daniel Bryan. So you will get your payoff.
Yes, but the thing is that Daniel Bryan never had that one-on-one match. Like, it wasn't booked one-on-one.
I realistically still think Becky will get in there, and it will be a one-on-one match.
I think it's going to be a triple threat.
So, like, so to you, Ryan, you think it like Fastlane? we get like Charlotte,
make the
like Charlotte versus Becky for that spot in the match.
I think something like that's going to happen. I think
not
Charlotte will
you,
then
Tim.
say,
"This is Ryan now."
That's fine. I will challenge for the SmackDown Championship, and I still think we go off of WrestleMania with the WWE's 4 horsewomen all holding belts.
Wow.
SmackDown, Raw, and then the Tag Team Championship on Team Hug and Boss, or whatever the hell they call themselves. And that's how we close with the fireworks popping off after Ronda Rousey would actually beat... Or I'm sorry, after Becky Lynch beats Ronda Rousey. And let's be real. I feel like everybody this time last year was chomping at the bit to have Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey as the match everybody wanted to see.
And to be completely honest with myself, the WrestleMania main event was supposed to be Charlotte and Ronda.
It was. Right. It was. Like,
and that's fine.
The person that got added
was Becky.
Is Becky.
She caught fire.
Yes.
And you'd be dumped.
And she caught a punch from Nia Jax that really caught her fire.
Correct. And that's when the plans changed.
Yes.
So you just swap Charlotte and Becky. I don't think that, like, that's what that's my, in my mindset, that's where it goes. Like, it got swapped. Becky was going to lose straight up at Survivor Series, and that would have been fine. And then Charlotte's the last one she has to take out.
Here's the deal. Like, our buddies over in the New Age Insiders, like I had the thought, or at least the ideas were strolling through my brain, but I couldn't actually like articulate them in the way that they did, and so I can't take credit to the actual thought. But this is on their show last night, which also they had Kofi Kingston on their show last night. Great interview, great show. But like they said was
we were gonna have Big E tonight, but he had another. So we were going to have Big E tonight too. So it's not just a New Age. I'm just saying. Things came up though.
But the reason why Charlotte is in this match, and I do agree. I do think we get to the triple threat. Like, this main event is going to be a triple threat. There's no way that Becky's not going to be in the main event of WrestleMania. There's no way. The WWE, despite what many people on social media want to try and believe, is not that stupid. But the reason we get there is not who's Ronda Rousey fighting at WrestleMania. Oh, some redheaded wrestler that's really, really good, but you've never heard of her. Who's Ronda Rousey fighting at WrestleMania? Ric Flair's daughter. Oh, I'm gonna buy into that. That's why she's in the match.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
That's fine.
Here's the thing. I'm not happy about it. This match should be the Survivor Series match we never got.
It's to me. I feel the
Tamina. Her name's Tamina.
No,
that's not. But she's not in this feud.
Tamina.
Me. No.
Okay. So, for me, Becky becomes a made woman, becomes the made man. In a
I was going to say this. This 2019. You got to be careful throwing that "maid" word around.
MADE.
There you go.
Man.
Spell it out.
To me, it's one-on-one, settled in the ring, not a third person. Because when you put Charlotte in the mix, Ronda doesn't necessarily have to take the fall.
Right.
And at the end of all of this, there's still not going to be full resolution.
Well, and here's the thing too: is Becky's already beat Charlotte. Charlotte's already beaten Becky. Like, the difference is nobody's beaten Ronda. So yeah,
right. Well, at least in one-on-one competition.
Right, like that's the bigger crowning moment, is you defeat the baddest woman on the planet.
Mm-hmm. But now you're going to beat the baddest woman on the planet in a triple threat match.
Like, and there's been people who have said that part of the reason they believe that another reason Charlotte was added to this is because Ronda is going to be taking some time off, possibly until like Survivor Series-ish time. So like the better portion of the rest of 2019, Ronda is going to be away. Right. So, and if that is the case, they don't want, half of their WrestleMania main event to just be gone after it's over. But to me, doesn't that make it more compelling when she comes back? Like, Ronda hasn't been beaten here one-on-one. She gets beaten and she goes away. Now is Ronda leaving the WWE?
Right.
Where'd Ronda go? Why is Ronda not in the WWE anymore? Is Ronda going to come back to the UFC? Guess what? Guess who can run that?
Where do babies come from? Oh, so many questions.
Storks. Jinx. But you can run that debate through Sports Illustrated, through ESPN, through Fox Sports, and you can run that story for months. What is Ronda Rousey going to do?
God, hearing that terrifies me, that they're going to have Ronda Rousey win at WrestleMania and lose it the next night on Raw. Just so they can now talk about Raw, because people are going to talk about WrestleMania anyway.
No, I really think
Just
we do get
hype.
Becky Lynch.
It should happen. It really should happen.
It's the but man, like if that's part of the reason too, I think it's a little bit off base. Like, I think you need the one-on-one match, like that crowning moment, that crowning achievement for Becky Lynch should be beating Ronda Rousey, not beating Charlotte again because
Correct.
Ronda's on the outside.
Correct. And that's what just peeves me off. And Booker T, the Booker man, he spoke about that on his
Penelope Ford.
He spoke about that on his show, Heated Conversations. Like, he thinks that it should be one-on-one. Like, the time, oh, that's really cute. Hey.
Ryan's playing with Snapchat filters.
I love it. I'm a big hardhead face. Look at that. But he talked about how, Charlotte's got her time. Like, she's going to have many of other times to make the moment, but this could be Becky's, like, one shot, her one moment.
Right. Charlotte,
and like
Charlotte's the forever. Like, she's a Flair. She's a forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
she's a legacy. She's going to be there.
Here's the thing. Like,
and like
Becky may have a long career in the WWE.
But she will never
she's not going to be
as
this
white hot as
Yes.
she is right now. And like, I get it when you include Charlotte Flair. Now let's be completely honest. At this moment, Becky is out, so I don't want to assume that Becky's in. Right now, it's Ronda Charlotte WrestleMania until further notice. I think further notice is 2 weeks from now on Raw, but that's just me. But
Ryan's
if
just giggling his ass off.
Becky is not in this match at WrestleMania, I will be a very sad panda. Now, will I cancel the WWE Network? No. Will I stop? Like, will I be really sad? You betcha. You bet your sweet patoot I will. But like, I just think it would be a very poorly missed opportunity.
It would be a horrible choice. Horrible choice. 100%. Like this.
Could you imagine if they had Twitter when that happened?
Yeah, but they can't. I mean, they could, but they can't fuck this up.
See, when it first happened, because here's another thing too. It looked as though Triple H and Stephanie are on the side of Becky Lynch, and Vince is on the side of Charlotte.
Yes, I agree.
What if this might be a way to get Vince out of power?
Wow, that would be something.
Because remember, it's not that long ago that all the McMahons were in the ring and they said, "Do you know who the authority is now? It's you."
Oh.
The fans are the authority. And yet Vince
Goddamn, pal.
vetoes the whole deal on the premise of a bad attitude. On the premise of a bad attitude, vetoes the whole thing and puts Charlotte in, like carte blanche. Like, I get it. He's the Grand Poobah of WWE.
Right, because it was
He's
Triple
the
H
dead now
and Stephanie were just go to the doctor.
Just go.
Just apologize.
Like, this is history.
Like, just apologize.
The
Like,
history is you and Ronda. Like,
Yes.
let's do it. And then Vince is like, F that, pal. I got, here's Charlotte Flair. And here comes Charlotte. Right. And then there she comes.
Right.
Just looking as only she can look. And, like, now it's going to add another flavor to the whole story.
Sure.
Like, it's going to be a lot more captivating television because WrestleMania is a long way away.
53 days, I believe.
52.
52?
That's a long.
It's a long time.
A long time. Long time.
Six more TVs.
And I don't know if I could handle 6 more TVs or 6 more shows of Ronda, Becky, 1-1. Like,
I agree.
Injecting Charlotte in there gives a bit of a reprieve.
Right. You have 6 TVs, 2 pay-per-views. Like, there's the road is still pretty long. The road's long. And yeah, like Devin says, his point is he's tired of seeing Charlotte and being the first women in everything. And that was, I think, something I threw out there on Twitter is like, just stop feeling the need to have Charlotte be part of every first with the women's division. Like, we get it. Charlotte's a big deal. Okay.
Yeah.
We know she's a Flair. We know.
And
There's no way to not know.
And she's super gifted in the ring.
Oh my God!
She
yes.
looks like Girl Rick. Like,
Yes.
there's no way to not
Yes.
know she's a Flair. Right.
Like, she is super talented in the ring, and she is worthy of being in the position of having all of the firsts go to her.
I feel like up until Becky just got super hot, she was the only choice in those spots.
Yes,
correct.
Up until maybe the Nia Jax punch. Really,
that's why, like, when Ronda debuted and last year at Royal Rumble, and then had the match she did in the feud she did last year at WrestleMania, and you kind of look and you go, the women are going to main event Mania next year, and the response was it's going to be Charlotte and it's versus Ronda, like, and that made the most sense a calendar year ago. But again,
Things change,
Becky
pal.
gets hot, Becky gets punched in the face by Nia Jax. You don't get the match that you were building to, and then everything changes. Like sometimes things change.
And I hope that the current incarnation of the Raw Women's Title match at WrestleMania 35, aka WrestleMania Liberty, gets changed and includes Becky Lynch after Ric Flair's 70th birthday party on Raw in 2 weeks.
Okay, I wondered what the significance was with 2 weeks. Let's try and keep motoring this along, though, because I don't want to overlook the fact that we have new Raw Tag Team Champions in the Revival. Which is weird because like they quit, I thought, or something like that.
Nah, fam, they good.
Yeah, right. Like there's people still out there speculating like, oh, they could still drop them and leave and blah. Like, I mean, theoretically, it's possible.
I mean, they might drop them at WrestleMania,
but like,
I feel like they're the same people that are also like, well, maybe Omega's gonna show up at the Rumble.
Right.
Oh, the Rumble sucked because Omega didn't show up.
Right.
No, the Rumble's actually
Kevin Owens is about a month out. That video was out.
That was very good. Okay, can I?
Seems a little weird. That, like, I feel like they're trying to go like everyman Kevin Owens.
He's a man.
Like blue collar Kevin Owens.
The
like,
promo to me made all the sense in the world, and Uncle Dave Meltzer doesn't get it.
There's a big
Uncle
surprise.
Dave Meltzer was trying to say that he's going to be the anti Mr. Perfect. That he's just going to be clumsy
because he rolled the gutter ball
and he's not going to be able to do anything right. In the promo,
I'd love to see that. That would be a lot of fun,
actually. But he explicitly says that he is better at wrestling than everyone else. So
yes.
I don't need my wrestlers to
be a great bowler,
to bowl strikes or hit home runs.
Right, he's out there
or
bowling
throw
with his
70-yard touchdowns to himself. He needs to go out there and do really sweet double jump moonsaults off the ropes and do like a 180 in the middle of it.
And Brother slimmed down too. Like,
Brother's thin.
He's ready to go.
He's not a thick boy anymore.
Which is awesome. I'm
and
super
so I can't wait.
Though, about a month. I mean, that puts us at March 14th if we go a month from today.
What's around then?
That would be Fastlane. Do we see
a lot of traffic out there?
I mean, that would put about 3 episodes of TV between then and Mania. Like he could get into a Mania spot at that point
without question.
Okay.
That Andre the Giant Battle Memorial for sure.
Battle Memorial.
I think we stumble and call it that many times.
Maybe he'll wrestle the Undertaker.
He could.
A Double or Nothing.
We'll get there. Anything else from Raw or SmackDown? Otherwise, we're going to run the predictions on Elimination Chamber, which is this Sunday.
Raw was great. SmackDown was great. Watch Raw and SmackDown. These are actually really good go-home shows. Just do it.
All right. Let's go to Elimination Chamber this Sunday at the Toyota Center in Houston.
Beautiful arena. If
you got the no DQ match between Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin. Obviously, no Matt, no Mark with us tonight. I got their picks. Myself, Mark, Matt all have Braun Strowman winning.
Bingo.
Strawn Broman, and this better be in the pre-show.
It might be. I saw something shortly before air. Didn't click the link. It said that a match was moved to the pre-show, so maybe it's this one. Then you have the handicap match for the Intercontinental title: Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush versus Finn Balor. I have Bobby and Lio Rush winning. Intern Mark and Matt both have Balor picking up the title.
Yeah, I have Lio Rush getting in the way. That's, I think, the reason it's a handicapped match, causing Bob Lashley to lose, so Finn Balor will pick up the strap.
I got Bob Lashley winning, but Lio Rush is pinning Finn Balor.
Bob!
Wow.
How about
okay.
that? Set up for possible future feud between those two?
At 205?
You know, 205? Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, sure
Gotcha.
is. God damn it.
Raw Women's title match. Ronda Rousey defending against Ruby Riott. I think this one's pretty easy. Ronda.
Do we even have to?
Yeah, Ronda. Like, could you imagine, though, if, like, they're building to this Becky Ronda and all of a sudden it twists Ruby Riott and
Just
Charlotte?
like a small package.
A fatal four-way at Mania?
Or if you still remember, we still have a fast lane out there where you could do the rematch. You could get the rematch, but I don't see. What are you looking at?
Is that new?
What?
That white thing there?
No. That's part
No.
of the HVAC system.
Yeah. I've just never seen that. Why
no.
It was. I mean, it's been there since the holes in the ceiling have been there.
Well,
noticed.
You've been winning so much, you haven't been looking up at the stars.
That could be it.
There you go. All right, Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa for the cruiserweight title. Intern Mark and I have Murphy retaining. Matt has Tozawa picking up the title.
Yeah, Buddy Murph.
Murph dog.
Then we go to the tag team match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship. If you had any questions about where this match was going, today's TMZ news probably should have cleared that up. The Miz and Shane McMahon defending against the Usos. Straight across the board, me, Mark, and Matt all have Miz and Shane winning.
Yep.
Give me the Usos.
Really?
Yes.
Even after
the last time one of them got into a scuffle, they won the belts.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that one squared up against a cop.
He didn't square up against the cop. He took his shirt off and he was gonna fight, and then he was like, "Nah, man, I'm cool." He didn't try to fight a cop.
You don't know that. You weren't there.
Did he get tased? No.
Oh, that's a good
They
point.
pulled a taser on him, yes, but they didn't tase him.
Here's the last time you took off your shirt, were you swearing up against the cop, Jim?
God, no.
Exactly.
I was squaring up against a loofah.
Lufa won, by the way.
Heck yeah. Get that fat man funk off.
All right, then we got the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan taking on AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, and Kofi Kingston. Of course, Randy Orton will be the last entrant into this match after the gauntlet match on Tuesday night. Mark, Matt, and myself all have Daniel Bryan retaining the championship.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm this match should be really, really good. And there's like Tim said earlier, there's opportunities for people, and by people I mean Kofi Kingston, to really, really shine in it. But it's Daniel Bryan's moment.
Oh, hold on, he's crossing all of his fingers.
Okay, go ahead. And
well,
Ryan.
should I vamp a little bit more because
you're good.
I also have Daniel Bryan easily retaining here. Great match. Obviously, he's going to retain. Tim, do you have a hot take on this?
Please, God, Kofi Kingston, please give it to me. You WWE, you're cowards if you don't give Kofi Kingston the belt right here. You have Fastlane. You can fix it at Fastlane. Give Kofi the belt now.
Do it.
Have him lose it at Fastlane back to Daniel Bryan. Like, that's all you have to do. Just Kofi will never have this opportunity again. So just do it for me. Do it for the New Day. Do it for Dewey.
I mean, here's the deal.
Kofi Johnson Kingston.
Like, if you want to talk about the WWE is too predictable and things like that, that would definitely be a moment that would rock that foundation to the core. And yeah, you could very easily turn it around on SmackDown, more or less Fastlane, but
Fastlane in 3 weeks though.
I know, like even if you
because imagine the one-on-one program with Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan, where Daniel Bryan talks about how wasteful the New Day is, and he reads off the list of all the ingredients in a box of Bootios, and he talks about all the pancakes that they throw into the crowd that could be compost.
No, absolutely. But I mean, you have Rowan. There's rumors of Harper coming back. You could potentially, have him be the surprise muscle on Tuesday night. And I'm just sounding it through. I'm not saying this is what they should do, but like you could have Kofi caught off guard there. By those guys and get it back on Daniel Bryan even on Tuesday night, but like the fact that and I saw somebody react to the Revival winning the Raw tag team titles and go, why did they switch the titles on like a random Raw with a weak crowd? And I said because anytime you change a title on a Raw, on a SmackDown, or you do put it on somebody unexpected, and you change it 2 nights later, it's because it's a reminder that you always need to be watching.
Yeah, anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Like that's the reminder, and like because then they did a title change on a house show last year, I think, or 2 years ago, and then it went right back like the next night or something. But it's that reminder of whether it's a house show in your town or it's just a throwaway episode of Raw, you have to watch. And that's what they want to try and get across.
That's their way of getting away from that throwaway mentality.
Charlie asks, is Daniel Bryan penciled in for a match at Mania? Because a program with Kofi through Mania to Backlash would be cool. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston is not your WrestleMania match. I'll say that right now.
It could be though.
It could. It would
Do
be.
they have a match for Daniel Bryan right now? Like, who would it be?
I mean, I hate to just say they're going to keep going back to that AJ well.
Right. I hate to do it,
but like,
I think I know who AJ's dance partner is going to be.
Do you care to share?
Randy Orton.
Okay.
Ew.
Dude, that match is going to be so fire. Oh my god.
Tim loves
just
himself.
Get
he
past,
loves Randy Orton.
Just get past Randy Orton and just admit to yourself that Randy
I'm trying
Orton
to get past
is
Randy
so
Orton.
Great.
I've been trying to get past Randy Orton for a very long time.
The best
the
thing
WWE
Randy Orton could do
won't let me.
Is go to AEW where Jim wouldn't give a shit about
No,
him
because
anymore.
Jericho's there.
You stop that.
That's
I'm all
Jericho's there and he'll be there.
Who? Jim?
Yeah, Jim will
Oh,
be
yeah,
there
because
because
of
Jericho's
forget
there.
that you forget that I'm in with AEW because of Jericho.
Because of Jericho. I forgot about that.
But I mean, I'm sure there is a match penciled in somewhere. It is not, regardless of how good the match would be. It's not Kofi Kingston. Like it isn't. Whether or not Kofi wins the title this Sunday or not, whether or not they drop it back to Daniel on Tuesday or at Fastlane, Kofi Kingston's not in a WWE title match at Mania. Like if that happens, I'll go topless for an episode of 3 Count Thursday.
Gross.
You heard it here first.
You heard it
Mark
here
it
first.
down.
There's a lot of
Take
people
it.
going, "Dear God, please don't let Kofi Kingston be in that match."
There was something we were going to do. Like if we had 10 Patreon subscribers, we were going to do a topless episode or something.
Yeah. Thank God we still haven't had to do that.
Please do it.
Yeah, I would do a topless episode for 10 subscribers. You're
I'll
damn
take
right
my
I
shirt
would.
off right now.
Leave it on. Then all right.
Who would Daniel Bryan? Who would that match be?
There's a person who's not currently on WWE
Is
television.
it Kevin Owens?
Who could come in? There's a couple people then that aren't currently on WWE television.
Like for KO Mania 4?
Kenny Omega?
Yeah, the original KO Mania.
Right?
You know, there's. I don't know.
Wow.
It
I
depends.
mean, Shane McMahon, if he drops those
It
championships.
depends.
that's-
Brill Pooks.
Way Bryant,
Ooh. I'd be fine with that.
because Harper's supposed to be healthy too.
Yeah.
So you do Bray and Harper versus Rowan and Bryan.
Okay, I could see that.
I'd be fine with that.
Devin mentions an obvious one that I didn't think about.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Juan Cena, yeah.
Old Juan.
John Cena!
All right, let's go to the Tag Team Elimination Chamber match for the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Championship.
Can you please call the first team on the list by the name that they want people to call them?
What's the name they want to be called?
The Samoan Slaughterhouse.
Really? I've not heard
They
that.
said it on Raw.
Really? I totally missed that.
The Samoan Slaughterhouse. Just as a reminder, Tamina's father is Jimmy Snuka.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's not a great name.
If you don't know what that means,
You know what? Let's call them by the name that we should call them, and that's Third Shift at Waffle House versus Ruby Riott.
let's call him Mother-Daughter Day.
Anyway, Nia Jackson, Tamina versus the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. What are they calling themselves?
I don't know, but I have a good name for Sonya Deville that I will share off-air only.
Oh, that good, huh?
Oh, Tim.
You got the Iconics.
Iconics.
You have, and then Bailey and Sasha, and then Naomi and Carmella. So some solid teams there, some thrown together teams there, it feels like. Matt and intern Mark have the Iconics picking up the win. I feel like that's Matt being super hopeful.
Yeah, that's where my
Feels
heart
like
is.
a stretch,
but
yeah.
Here's the thing, like with the I get what they're supposed to be. Peyton Royce is really good to me. I've never been on the Billy Kay train.
Billy Kay is really good.
Maybe I'm missing something.
She's good.
I have Mandy and Sonya winning. And I feel like they're positioning themselves
They're getting there.
for a big year. Be it individually or with this new tag team division. So I have them. Ryan, to you.
I have the two big bitches.
You mean the Samoan
The
slaughterhouse?
Samoan slaughterhouse.
That's a huge bitch.
And her mom. So
Fire and Desire.
There you go.
Fire and Desire. I had to look it up.
I knew it was
that wasn't coming to
something
me.
overly cheesy like that.
Yeah, so I really want the two conics to win.
Okay.
Two conics.
Yeah.
Two conics?
Two capital I's.
Yeah,
I
that's
get it.
Roman
I got
numeral.
you. I got you.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes. I
guess in Spanish it'd be the Dos
I need a
Conics.
coin.
I don't have
You need to get the coin flip app
Pick a
on your
number.
phone, by the way.
Pick a number 1 through 10.
8.
10.
Okay. Pick the first number was 8, so that's high. I'm picking the Riot Squad.
Okay.
The low side was the Samoan slaughterhouse.
So it's staying on Raw.
It's staying.
Okay.
Because I think there's part of me. No. So
Oh, he's switching it up on us, Jim.
God bless. It's still the Riot Squad.
Still gonna be them
Yeah.
because they're a team.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think we're gonna get. The makings of a WrestleMania match in this match, and it's not going to be the women's title match at WrestleMania. We're gonna get another match spun out of this.
Okay.
Okay.
Because there's some foreshadowing going on with one of the teams that I'm currently loving,
Right.
and yeah.
Okay.
I hope I'm right.
All right.
There it is.
So here's the predictions. Still going to do a scorecard. We're not going to do any.
Did we go over Ronda Rousey versus Ruby Riott? Did we
Yeah,
all
that
say
was really quick.
We all said Ronda?
Yeah, because there's no way that it's not.
Okay, I just want to make sure. It's gonna be a great match. It's gonna be Ronda's second best match in WWE.
Oh yeah, the match should be really, really good. But there's no way that anything's changing.
Heidi can carry the match.
Double or Nothing sold out real quick.
4 minutes.
Real quick this week. 4 minutes on the general on sale.
Those tickets lasted longer than I did.
The pre-sale tickets
Ladies.
went in less than 2 hours. There was reports that over 45,000 people were in line, or however you want to call it, to get pre-sale tickets. Again, the general on sale sold out in 4 minutes. This thing I think is around 17,000. I think the arena out there sits.
Yeah.
That's the set. I mean, this is the death of the WWE. So
Oh, the dead.
this is tough. This
Dead.
is tough for it to hear. Oops. They're all dead.
They're all dead. But Cody also tweeted out some pretty impressive stats from the ticket sale. Tickets purchased from all 50 states, Puerto Rico, Washington, D.C., 9 different countries, Canada, UK, Mexico, Australia, Costa Rica, Finland, Germany, Panama, and Austria, sorry, because I already said Australia. And it is the first same-day sellout for pro wrestling in Las Vegas ever. So again, there's definitely a lot of buzz here. There was never a doubt that this show was going to sell out. There wasn't.
Without question.
This show is going to sell out. Their first few shows are going to sell out. I think at least until you get a regular TV deal, every event that they do is going to sell out, because it's not every week, it's not every month. There's going to be buzz around it. Now, I did see this week that the possible planned schedule for AEW, at least up until this fall, came out. Obviously, May 25th, Double or Nothing at the MGM Grand. Sometime in June, there is going to be a unspecified show somewhere in the U.S., possibly. July, an unnamed show in Jacksonville with a portion of the proceeds going to anti-gun
I think that's
charities.
the Fight for the Fallen show that they were talking about doing.
Okay. in August, possibly a show at the Royal Albert Hall in London.
Heck yeah.
Which would be awesome. September, obviously, All Out, the sequel to All In, expected back at the Sears Center in Chicago. And then October in this year is when their television would probably start. So there's plenty that's going to be happening. So all of those events, at least again up until TV, whether now again if they do tapings, I don't know how their TV is going to go. If they do every other week tapings, if they do once a month tapings, something like those shows are going to sell out. I think even at least at the beginning, depending on where they do TV, I think the TV is going to sell out. At least at the start, because there is a justifiable buzz here with this company. So, again, super impressive, selling out in 4 minutes.
They're not taking TV on the road to start. They're like sound staging it like Impact Wrestling. Like
I don't
WCW
know.
was.
I mean,
for a while.
I would think that they would kind of
Just on a
keep it at a
cost
home
thing?
base. The cost isn't an issue with this company.
Okay.
Really, it's not.
All right.
I think it is smarter for at least the first, 6 months of TV to do it at a home base where you get that NXT crowd.
Okay. Or NXT,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like a crowd that is super familiar with what's going on and will be hot and everything. But whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly tapings, whatever.
What happens first? We get a WWE taping in Hershey or an AEW show in Hershey?
AEW.
You think so? We're there. We're there.
I
agree with you.
I have no faith that the WWE is going to do a TV show at the Giant Center. Like, I just don't. And like somebody, I saw somebody on I don't know if it was a comment, if it was a Reddit thread, if it was something online that they feel like WWE should utilize like smaller arenas and like even like college campuses for like they used to do like University of Kentucky for an episode of Raw, like Rupp Arena.
They've done Bryce Jordan. That's
they've done Bryce Jordan,
right.
like because you can get people in there. That people will travel to those shows, but you can also get college giveaways and things like that, radio stations and whatnot. You have if you have a smaller building, chances are the crowd's going to look a little fuller. If Hershey gets a Raw, I think it sells really well because we haven't seen TV there in a long time.
Yeah.
Go back into some of these smaller markets that you haven't hit with TV in a while. You're probably going to sell out the building so you don't get those unfortunate pictures on a Tuesday evening, and the crowd's going to be a little bit hotter.
I agree with you
because
Jim.
they haven't seen anything but a house show since Eisenhower was in office.
Yeah.
Like just like give me like you know what I mean. And I think it's a really good idea. Like I would love to see, and I'm not just saying that to hope that they get back to Hershey, but I know there's other people that are in different markets that
I feel like it's a good market that is hungry for a show. Yes,
absolutely. But again, kudos to All Elite for the sellout. You okay?
One sweet.
Cease and desist.
Speaking of Double or Nothing, and Starcast and all of that, did you hear?
I did that Starcast.
Mean Mark
Calloway.
Mean Mark is gone from the WWE. It's over. He had a good run.
Was he one half of the Twin Towers?
Couple of years.
That's a big deal.
He had a couple of years with the E, but everybody's got to move on, I guess. No, The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, aka The Undertaker, is going to be a part of Starcast in Las Vegas on Double or Nothing weekend, and the internet done exploded when that news came out.
Yeah. It's rare that a wrestler would be at a wrestling convention.
When he's going to get paid $25,000 per hour.
I wonder how much Virgil's going to make to be there.
25 cents an hour.
He might get $25 an hour.
Maybe.
He is a wrestling superstar.
Like I know Taker's done a couple of like convention things before, but like I think it just kind of struck me as a little surprising. Like I like growing up, I and not that I really knew that there was like this big convention scene out there, but I always felt like we'd never see like Taker or Mark Calloway like doing those things, but he's done some out of character like interviews and and he's doing the thing over in the UK this spring. So like clearly he's changing. Something's changed.
What you're missing in all of this is he took away the fact that he's a WWE superstar from his Twitter account.
Oh my God, we did talk about that last week.
I mean,
the
it's
travesty.
all there.
Yeah, it's all adding up.
I heard when he gambles, he goes all in. I've heard that. Sometimes double or nothing.
Bottom line, for me is he never took big money to go to WCW. He gets paid $25,000 an hour to sign his name on 8x10
to sit.
Like he's not gonna be on Double or Nothing. Like he didn't leave Vince during the Monday Night Wars. He's not leaving Vince in 2019. Like he's not. Right? Like am I just WWE glasses on here? Like I don't see the Undertaker or a Dead Man or M. Calloway or Mean Mark or whatever they're gonna, random biker guy, however they want to put him out there, because he can't ever be the Undertaker on another show.
Right.
Like he's never gonna do a spot, especially with a company that, by all accounts, is like, I know Jericho said like we're not going head to head with them, but you are. You're not. You might not have a Monday Night Live TV show, but like when the Bung Yucks do a video like mocking,
I love you for that.
I knew I'd get his attention, but like when they do a video,
I'm looking up who's all on StarCast.
Oh, that's fine. That's good. I trust you.
Premium Pornhub free today. It's Valentine's Day.
Oh, is it really? Good night, everybody. Like when the Bung Yucks are doing a video like mocking the whole, you can't wear that here. Like there's clearly a line. Like
right.
There is. Like there's a line drawn by the two, and that's fine. Like that's a good thing. That's a good thing for everybody involved. That there's a line drawn.
I can't wait for All In 2, Double or Nothing. When the lights cut out.
Which one? Double or Nothing or All Out?
I'm sorry, Double or Nothing.
Okay, thank you.
When the lights cut out and ominous Undertaker style music hits, and we see Dick Druids coming down the aisle one more time, and it just trolls everybody, and it's just Joey Ryan. I can't wait for that to happen.
So,
but I also want to counter real quick with,
you're good.
Like you said, a lot of reasons why, but why not? I feel like with all Elite, the business is changing.
Loyalty. Yeah, but
I would also feel like Chris Jericho was very loyal to Vince for a long time, and then an offer came that changed all of that. That I'm not going to wrestle in the United States, and I'm a Vince guy, and I think everything changed with All Elite Wrestling. So
no, but here's the thing: Chris Jericho isn't just a WWE wrestler.
That's fair. I mean,
you know
he was
a
WC, right, an ECW
like
guy.
He came from outside of that world, and I get the Undertaker was in WCW for a quick minute, but Jericho was made in ECW and WCW, and then really defined himself in the WWE.
Okay.
The Undertaker was made by Vince. Like when almost everybody else bailed on Vince, the Undertaker never did. Like the Undertaker was, wrestler's court. The Undertaker was the locker room leader. The Undertaker was everything in the WWE for 25 plus years. I mean, he was the mainstay. Like I think that loyalty is a huge thing with him. Like if the stories in the accounts and all of that are true in any form or fashion, like I truly.
What is the percentage?
0. And that is a hard 0 too. That's not a funny tongue-in-cheek 0. Like, here's the thing, and I said this earlier. I was talking to on Facebook. I said this if the Undertaker or a dead man or demon druid, whatever, however they want to call him, is on Double or Nothing or All Out or whatever, to me that would be the most shocking thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if Jim had Twitter when that happens?
So, to run down everyone that's at StarCast.
Hit it.
You have everyone that's already currently signed with AEW, with the exception of a few. So you have the Bung Yucks, Cody and Brandy Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, Jimmy Havoc, SCU, Joey Janela, Penelope Ford.
Stupid idiot.
You also have the Icon Sting, Bret Hitman Hart, good old Jim Ross, Lita, Kevin Nash, Jerry Lawler, Bruce Pritchard, Eric Bischoff, Shane Helms, Scott Hall, Sean Waltman, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, Conan, David Arquette, Rob Van Dam, Joey Ryan, Tully Blanchard, Bill Apter, Colt Cabanjo,
I wasn't ready for that one.
Terry Funk, Jerry Lynn.
You broke Jim with the banjo comment. Never thought it would happen.
Jerry Lynn, The Godfather, Sean Mooney, Magnum TA, Tommy Dreamer, Tony Schiavone, J.J. Dillon, Leva Bates, Hornswoggle, Brian Pillman Jr., and, of course, The Undertaker. And I'm sure many more. So there's a lot of WWE Hall of Famers that are already going to be at this. Like, let me just go through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
The Hall of Fame counter.
WWE Hall of Famers. Oh, Ric Flair's there. Sorry. 15 Hall of Famers. It's like an alarm.
The worst alarm ever.
Jeez. All he had to say was Colt Cabanjo one time and just
broke the host.
Breaks the gym barrier.
Devin's got a good point. Does this mean that Undertaker is like an absolute shoo-in for the Hall of Fame?
Without question.
Yeah, he's Hall of Fame. Like it's
this year.
Okay. I don't think it necessarily means that he's not working Mania. I think there's less of a likelihood at this point.
He'll be there. Don't worry.
He'll be there. Like
Kevin Owens package pile driving the Undertaker.
Sure.
But yeah, I think Hall of Fame's a shoo-in at this point.
Okay, I agree.
It's kind of surprising that we don't have any Hall of Fame names.
I think you get that starting this Monday.
And if not, we'll say the same thing next week.
Damn right. But with 6 to go, 6 weeks to go, like 6 is a good class. You don't need to do more than 6. You don't need to do more than 5.
They don't announce like the legacy entrants then.
Oh, they don't. They never announced. What is the name of that wing?
Isn't it the Legacy Wing?
I don't think it's
the crossface chicken wing.
It might be the Legacy Wing.
I think it might. I think it is the Legacy Wing.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Haystacks Calhoun.
But yeah, I think Taker's definitely in. Some exciting news on the indie front. Northern Tier Wrestling, like we said, is putting on a show this weekend. Will be coming to the Lancaster area for the first time on April 13th. That would be the Saturday after WrestleMania. Our old pal, the winner Andy Weinberg, is going to be the guest host of the event. But this came out a few days ago. We 3 Count Thursday, are the guest general managers of
That's what happened.
this show.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we're already like looking at a struggle with the winner Andy Weinberg, like where a host would rank and where a guest general manager would rank. Like, I'm just not sure where.
Like I'm scared, man. Like this award.
That's a real award.
The 2017
That's
Podcast
heavy.
of the Year,
Like
3
here.
Count Thursday.
Like, that's metal, not that.
It's not metal.
It's metal. Listen, that's metal. That's clearly a metal sound. It's not what I thought it would sound like.
I was like,
It is heavy.
it is heavy.
It's a heavy award.
It is heavy.
It came in a box that said fragile.
It did. Fragile. Must be Italian. Made in Italia. But three count Thursday, and the winner Andy Weinberg. Like we have good history with Andy.
We do.
You unfortunately have some rough history with Andy. You've put that in your rearview mirror. If you head over to our YouTube page, tinyurl.com/3CT YouTube, you can see the video.
Tiny Dancer URL
of Ryan. Tim, you don't always get along with the winner. Now this
I respect him, but I don't like
this
him.
one would be the second Saturday, so I don't know if you're going to be able to.
I will make sure. What I will do is I will work in conjunction with you, and we
got the texts and the messages and the FaceTimes. And
yeah,
things.
so we can. I can be the.
You'll be a part.
I'll be there. I can be in two places at one time.
The technology.
We can rebuild it, and I'll make sure that I can leave my fingerprints where needed. But I trust my team. I trust my brothers as best as possible. You guys are gonna grip it and rip it, and we're gonna divide and conquer.
And we're gonna do fine.
You guys take Lancaster. I'll take Sellersville.
It's definitely gonna be an interesting night. It's gonna be an interesting night for sure. I haven't heard from Andy in a little while, so. I don't know if
he better mind his P's and Q's because we're the boss.
I don't know if he's upset about this, but
Nick, we looked out the door window and you're not. I don't see you.
Yeah,
the window. We looked out it's a round window.
It's over there. You can't see it.
It's round. It's
Maybe
there.
we need it. We'll move it. We need to move it.
We have to move it.
We'll move it.
We'll stick it behind him. It's there though.
Just a couple more things here
the pivot
before we wrap up the show. This week, the WWE filed a 10K SEC. Which I have no idea what any of those things mean. It sounds like a big.
What is it called? A 10K.
A 10K SEC. Or an SEC. I don't know. With an article detailing how the company. I think it's something to do with the earnings reports. I think it's tied in with those. But it talked about how the company would be affected if Chairman Vince McMahon retired, suffered a disability, or passed away. The filing had the following statement, quote, in addition to serving as chairman of our board of directors and chief executive officer, Mr. McMahon leads the creative team that develops the storylines and characters for our programming and live events. The article continued saying from time to time, Mr. McMahon has also been an important member of our cast of performers. The loss of Mr. McMahon due to unexpected retirement, disability, death, or other unexpected termination for any reason could have a material adverse effect on our ability to create popular characters and creative storylines, or could otherwise adversely affect our operating results. The article also stated that McMahon would not be shifting focus from the company when the XFL launches in 2020, saying, Mr. McMahon has established Alpha Entertainment LLC to explore investment opportunities across sports entertainment landscapes. Alpha Entertainment LLC plans to launch a professional football league in early 2020, while he has provided the company assurances that his focus on WWE will not be diverted from these efforts. By these efforts, any such diversion or perception of such diversion could adversely affect our operating results and could have a material adverse effect on our stock price.
So a 10K is a report that has to be done by any business that is publicly traded and has stakeholders.
Okay, gotcha.
That is required by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the SEC. And in that, it gives a comprehensive summary of a company's financial performance. It's often known as a glossy annual report to shareholders.
Okay.
And in that, there's multiple parts that need to be in the SEC, which includes their business, risk factors, unresolved staff comments, legal proceedings, talking about the market, disclosures and market risks, financial statements, so on and so forth. So it's a comprehensive where we are now, what like kind of laying out the terms for the calendar year, and that I believe it's something that needs to be filed with the SEC regularly.
Yeah.
So I can completely understand, especially with Vince's heightened age, and also for those who have stock in WWE with the upcoming XFL.
Yes.
How much of an impact Vince McMahon on the day?
110%. Like this is something, and because I think there's always kind of been that question is like what does the WWE look like? How does it change? How does it what's the function like? Now don't get me wrong. Like I think obviously we are closer to Vince McMahon not being in that position than we were 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
To quote Chris Traeger, reports say that the first man to live to 150 years is already born. I think Vince McMahon is that man.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Like it truthfully wouldn't. Like I mean, there's been
he will outlive the three of us.
that is truth
without question.
That is #fact. Like, and here's the thing. Like at some point, I think there's going to be a WWE sans Vince McMahon.
There has to be.
There absolutely will be. Like Vince McMahon being gone is not the end of WWE.
My fear is what happens when Triple H is gone.
Yeah. Because I mean he's 5'0". I mean
he's
like
a big fitty.
You know,
which
is crazy. But
which is another 20 years, and his kids and Shane's kids could step up. Possibly.
I mean,
and if they want to keep the family name going.
Well, here's the thing too: is though I think there are people in the business now that could, because here's the thing: everybody just assumes Shane and Stephanie were going to get it, and then Triple H happened. So right. You know, and you know, I believe that be it Triple H's kids, Shane's kids, or a combination of, will be a huge part of it. If they want to be. Like I also think there are people in the business currently or starting that will eventually be a part of that as well. Like I don't think it's ever necessarily going to be like the one-man show that it is with Vince, but I think they will keep it as close to the heart as possible.
Mm-hmm. No, correct me if I'm wrong. As a publicly traded company, there would be like a vote, correct, to like at least confirm
and a succession.
I
would assume so.
A CEO or that level of leadership within the company.
That's correct.
So, you know, I mean, we are the authority.
We are the authority. All right, let's keep plugging away here. According to a report, 2 WWE stars will be added. This is your favorite stuff, Ryan. To the cast of the new season of Total
Divas. I heard
Divas.
one. I didn't hear the second.
Sonya Deville will be one. She'll be joining the cast full time in the 9th season. The biggest news is that Ronda Rousey will also be joining the show.
I did.
She was just on this past week's Total Bellas, as part of the build up to the match between Nikki and Ronda.
Yeah.
Like Ronda has a full WWE ring, like on her property, like in her, like one of her horse stables or something, just right there. So, and like Nikki and Brie went to Ronda's house and they were, so like this didn't come as a surprise. I was actually somewhat probably more surprised that Sonya Deville was coming on the show than I was.
Yo, I'm gonna love it, dude.
Oh, absolutely. The 2 people on the outs, according to the report, are Lana and Rusev.
Shame.
Lana ain't the best. Lana number 8.
But Rusev is the best.
Rusev is great on the show. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Lana.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I love me some Lana.
I mean, she hot.
But like, and this is gonna sound really funny, so brace yourself.
Is it Colt Cabanjo funny?
No, it's not Colt Cabanjo funny. But like everything, almost everything that Lana did on Total Divas felt forced and fake.
Okay.
Which is a
for reality
which is
TV.
a ridiculous statement.
But for reality TV,
Yes.
you want a feel of natural.
Yes, and it just didn't. Like she is probably one of my least favorite people to ever be on Total Divas.
Wow. Okay.
Which sucks because
That's
I
fine.
love Lana.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, she's a great wrestler too.
She's getting there.
She's doing roles with.
but
I think Sonya Deville's a great ad, especially with like her role in the LGBTQ
absolutely.
community. That's going to be huge for them. So absolutely makes sense to me to do that.
Huge.
Yeah, 100%. That's solid. But then also the
Still not going to watch, by the way. Zero care.
no, that's fine. I don't expect you to.
Now, I'm just curious. Asking for a friend.
Yes.
You don't have to go back and watch like previous seasons. Like, there's no overarching story?
I mean, not really. And if there is anything that connects back to something previous, they'll show like a flashback. Well, because
That's a real problem for some guys. Like, I don't want to be that guy who has to go back and watch all of them. I get it.
Well, I mean, because I may watch season 9.
Okay. Yeah. No. Like, because here's the thing.
We should do for next season. We should do a Patreon special. A total Divas recap.
Oh, I'm on board. I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
I'm totally on board with that. But like, what's been happening now is you go from Total Divas, it rolls into a new, usually pretty close into a season of Total Bellas, and then not that things are super connected there because there's not a ton of wrestling stuff because the Bellas are less involved in the ring now. Now this season of Total Bellas is the return, and Brie like this past week's episode was when Brie suicided. I mean, not suicide dive, just
oh yeah.
So there's a little more wrestling this season, but then once this season is up, then season 9 of Total Divas returns. So they run into each other, but none of them are connected.
Cool.
This just sounds awful.
And then Ms. and Mrs.
Oh God, I can't wait till that comes back. It is so good.
What is the best of the three?
Can I just be a man?
My favorite of the three is
Ms.
Ms. and Mrs.
Okay. Without question. It's so good.
I feel like that's my only hope to get my wife finally committed.
So, but between us, just us girls, okay? Okay? Just us. Is Maurice the most beautiful woman the WWE has ever had?
Yes. Wow. I think so. She stunning.
Is out of this world.
Stunning. Like it's not even like, oh my God, she's so hot.
She is.
She
like
is,
The Miz doesn't lie when he says, "My beautiful, gorgeous, sexy wife, Maurice."
Yeah,
like,
he outkicked that coverage.
He
by a long shot.
Like not even the same fucking
This is
sport.
almost Jermaine Dupri, Janet Jackson levels.
Well, here's the thing: like,
go
back and look at the two of them when they met. This isn't the refined.
She was still gorgeous, and The Miz was frumpy.
Yeah, right. Like
he had a faux hawk.
Like he had like finger gloves on.
Yeah.
He had puffy shirts.
He had a faux hawk. He had the suspenders down.
I forgot about the suspenders.
He was a fucking dork.
Yeah.
Like he was a dork.
But you want to know what
she was?
She loves personality.
The best thing that happened, and the reason they ended up working out is because they were like one of the only people that were a West Coast flight. They both lived in LA.
Yep.
So they were always traveling together on the planes.
Yeah.
Mile High Club. Got it.
Get out of here.
Got it. Makes sense now that you say it.
But yeah, like without question, Maurice is like number one.
Are you gonna eat those peanuts?
Number one.
I bet those peanuts are
by a mile.
Awesome.
By a mile.
Salty.
Yeah, she's unreal. She's unreal. But speaking of beautiful women and returning to WWE,
tell me when we're done.
From Concord, California, comes the most stylish.
I just want to throw your Funko right on the ground.
Elegant, bewitching, eternally beguiling, continuously charismatic.
Dead to me.
and fantastically fascinating woman to appear in this or any arena. Allow yourself to be seduced.
Forgot how long this intro was.
Yeah, me too.
Longer than a career.
And entranced
Still going.
by all red everything herself, Eva Marie.
22 minutes, folks.
Longer than any match she ever had.
Gong.
She after being eliminated from Big Brother, which I have stopped watching. I had to
Big
tap.
Brother's over, by the way.
Oh, well,
So Tamar Braxton, your winner. Unanimous vote.
Ew. She was insufferable.
Tamar Braxton.
It's all about the game and how you play it, Jim.
It is. There should be like a song.
Should be.
About that. Anyway, she was speaking to TV Insider about a potential return to the WWE. She said, "I'm always going to have that itch. I absolutely love wrestling. You never know. It's one of those things."
You gotta scratch that figure.
That was almost Colt Cabancho funny.
Yeah, it really is. Hey, say that line again. I'm always gonna love wrestling.
I absolutely love wrestling. It's one of those things where things have totally taken off for the women of WWE. Of course,
no thanks to you.
Of course, if the opportunity, where I lost my place, if the opportunity arises and the timing is right,
it won't.
It would definitely. I would definitely come back to shake things up.
Literally, if everyone died and we needed people,
she says there has been emails and talks
if
back
their
and forth.
flight is delayed.
No, there hasn't.
Her last WWE appearance came on a SmackDown Go Home show before SummerSlam 2016.
Didn't her top
And she
pop
went
off?
home.
She was suspended for violating the wellness policy and left the WWE on August 4th, 2017. Delay your
Good
flight.
riddance.
Gosh, what can I say about Eva Marie that hasn't been said by anyone?
I just want to bring, because it is still Valentine's Day, so I'm just going to let
is.
this.
This is a really good theme.
It's so good.
Also, Maria, top 5.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Top 5 all time. All time. Top 5.
Jim, she was in Playboy. Just fucking take a look at
Top
them.
5.
It'll change your mind. No doubt top
No,
5.
but see,
You don't like the red hair? Is
Marie,
that the red?
Maurice is held up. I don't think Maria.
She just had a fucking baby.
So did they had the baby at the same time?
And she looks fine.
Did you see Evolution?
Fuck you.
Was it Evolution or the Rumble?
It was the Rumble.
Yeah,
Because
Maria was in the Rumble.
It wasn't great.
Look,
All right.
And I'm not shady. I clearly I'm a
height of her powers.
Yes.
Maria.
right. Height of her powers.
Oh, like Ring of Honor Maria?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like end of WWE into Ring of Honor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think she still looks fine today.
Yeah, she's top 5.
no.
You're acting like
no.
she's goddamn Nia Jax prancing around
No.
with Mike
Stop it.
Kanellis.
First off, stop it. I think Nia Jax is a sexy woman.
She's gorgeous.
I love Nia Jax.
yeah.
But I would not Marie would not be in my top 5.
You're gonna fat shame Maria
I'm not fat
for
shaming-
just having a baby and
I'm
then
not
pop
fat
your
shaming
fucking
anybody.
load
Clearly,
into
I'm
Nia
not fat
Jax's
shaming anybody. I'm
giant
fat
belly
shaming
button.
myself.
Get the fuck
So
out of
who
here.
do you put?
Blarg.
Who do you
It's
put
like the goddamn Grand
above,
Canyon.
above Maria, but below Maurice? Obviously, one of your answers is Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's number 2 or number 1B.
Part number 2.
Oh, okay.
Or 1B. It'd be tough. I mean, I haven't thought of it I haven't thought of it in that depth of thought, but I guarantee you Maria wouldn't be in my top 5.
Like Sunny, height of her powers, possibly top 5.
Oh, no questions asked.
Height of her powers.
Height of her powers.
Height of her powers. That's what I want. Like when everybody's at the height of their powers, where do they all sit? Where do they all stand? Because Trish had a good run. Stacy Keibler.
I was gonna say Keibler would be in my top 5. If we're talking height of powers,
Keibler.
Maurice is 1, Nikki 2, Keibler probably 3, Trish 4,
Tori Wilson.
Tori Wilson be up there.
Yeah, Tori was pretty hot.
I mean, you got Tiffany, Terrence Harrell.
Yeah.
Because she was in WWE.
I'm sorry, that Sonny is
You've got
almost untouchable.
Mickey James.
I was gonna say,
oh, no, the beach one. The beach
oh, yeah, the
picture.
beach.
The beach Sonny
And
picture.
I mean, at height of her powers, Sonny is probably number 5. I mean,
one?
No. She's on her knees.
no, scroll. You had it.
Oh, this one. Oh, it's the same bathing suit.
Yeah.
But that's the picture.
That's the picture.
Yeah, that's
right there.
unreal.
I mean, that's
Out of sight.
probably number 5, because that also hit at the right age for us as well.
Yes, I mean,
like, let's be honest.
We figured out what things felt like.
Right. We felt out things could go, and then things could also go.
Come on, Jim. Don't. Oh,
Just
he did
really.
I'm just saying.
He did it.
And then we needed a lot of these over here.
Look, Mom, this one stands on its own.
Boy, this is like the
Happy
the
Valentine's
worst
Day.
podcast for 2019.
No way.
No, but like, again,
That damn 3-count boy's oogling women again.
Maria's
Like, that one
definitely
was just for
Maria
us.
height of her powers is definitely up there, but not in my top 5.
Okay, that's fair.
Not in my top.
Maybe
5.
we can talk about it in the group chat. We can take this. I think this has legs.
This one has legs. This one I feel like
You know who else had legs? Miss Hancock.
again, that's
Stacey
in my top
Keebs.
5.
Yeah, for sure. I like the Miss Hancock more than anything else she did. Oh man, like
mean,
that. It was the outfit, the
I need-
secretary
the
outfit.
hair.
I
Yep.
need
Oh, my
more. I need more WCW Thunder to get added to the network,
Oh, there you go.
so I can really appreciate.
Really
it.
appreciate it.
This has gotten so pervy, man. How does it feel so weird? Like, this was a normal conversation. Again, back with the Vince Russo time, like, this was an acceptable,
Oh, absolutely.
open conversation.
But I'm not saying like top 5 girls to spooge to. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Like, women are attractive. We're all red-blooded males who
Absolutely.
like females.
Right, like here's the thing, and this is to like tie it into like the sports and entertainment world. The Super Bowl halftime show, Adam Levine almost broke the internet when he went topless.
Yeah.
Because like there
His
was
nipples were out.
there was flood warnings. This is like, I mean, let's just be honest. Women lost their goddamn minds.
They was full
But
of
this is
God bless that Canadian boy.
this is my reaction to it though is weird, because I was like, wait a minute, if Lady Gaga or Miley Cyrus or insert any female musician out there in that spot, and they go as close to topless or naked as you can get, and the reaction from men is not talking about the Super Bowl and not talking about the halftime show, simply just talking and posting pictures of the moment that Katy Perry went topless. People are labeling and reacting to men, reacting to her so much differently than, like, I mean, literally both my Twitter and Facebook timelines were just flooded with women just posting pictures, and I don't care. Like, dude looked great.
He was buff. He worked for that.
Like he
did. Good on him.
He's put in the work. So by all means, appreciate it. But like, it can go both ways and not be inappropriate. That's my only point.
All right, so then let's just the most attractive today, right now, in all of wrestling, it's got to be Scarlett Bordeaux. Am I right? Like, is there any objection to that?
In all of wrestling, Scarlett Bordeaux is
Today.
at the top of my list. Yes,
Right now, I mean, Allie, I think should be up there too.
Allie's up there.
Cherry. I mean,
yeah,
she's that cute.
she's up there.
But I feel like
Bordeaux is literally a
I'm at a
smoke
bias with Scarlett though, because we saw her live.
Right.
Oh,
You okay?
Tim, are you all right, Tim? Where are you?
What'd you do?
Tim, are you with us?
Did you unplug your headphones?
Oh, they're totally unplugged from way down here, Tim.
okay, that's fine. You can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
what?
cool. All right.
Here, use this.
No, I'm good. My mic's
The
this is
mic
fine.
worked. The headphone.
Headphone. I don't need to hear my
The
headphones.
headphones.
I
Done.
hear you guys.
Speak up for us.
Top 5.
No, just the
Just
hottest
number
right
one.
now.
Number one.
Hottest
right
right
now.
now.
Right now, today. Oi. On Valentine's Day to send us home, Tim.
Charlie says Mandy Rose. That's not going to be at the top of Tim's
That's
list.
for damn sure.
Devin has Becky Lynch with no makeup at the top of his list.
Wow.
Alexa Bliss.
Oh, that's up there too.
Yeah, I'm because seeing live versus just on TV, it creates an unfair bias.
That's fair.
I would go Alexa number one.
Okay.
As well.
Okay.
Not to just piggyback off of Tim, but yeah, Alexa. Alexa's king there.
Going down.
Oh man, we good? We okay? We're gonna make it. We're gonna be all right.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna do things. We're gonna
do
be
it.
okay.
Well, while Tim's doing that, I can wrap up.
Yeah, let's
real quick. If you want to follow me, it's RYN Eagle.
Yeah,
I was
go.
bitching about McDonald's the other day.
Yeah, what happened there?
Nothing. It's just, why do they have to have table service? I'd rather just get my fucking Big Mac and go back to my table. I don't want to sit and wait 5 minutes for you to make a sloppy ass burger and then bring it to me. It's just unnecessary.
Big Mac
Screw
overrated.
your table service. They put bacon on it now. You can get the bacon Big Mac. It's totally unnecessary. Better without it, in my opinion. But I don't need table service at McDonald's. It's like an inconvenience for them to do their job, and they never have the goddamn ice cream thing working, right? Which pisses me off. Whatever.
That's true.
I was bitching about that on my Twitter, RYN Eagle, but make sure you follow the show.
My turn.
Tim.
Not the Tool Man across all platforms. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch.tv/Not the Tool Man. We are continuing to play through Kingdom Hearts 3. But also tomorrow we're going to try something a little different. We're going to start streaming a little bit earlier. So if you have a desk job and you want to slack off for the rest of your Friday, around 2 o'clock we'll be going live. And we're going to try the new Battle Royale game, Apex Legends. It's going to be really cool. But feel free to just follow me on Twitter, Instagram, post some stuff there. And we'd love to see you around. But also, don't forget about our Patreon page, 3countthursday.com. You find out all the links for our merchandise, our Patreon, Collar and Elbow brand. Use the promo code 3count. Whatamaneuver.net for all your 3 Count Thursday merchandise. And, of course, our sponsor.
Yeah, let's also remind everybody about WrestlingRadioAwards.com. While nominations are over, nominate 3 Count Thursday for live show of the year. Don't forget to check out indie companies. If you don't know an independent company near you, reach out to us. We'll make sure we find one for you. Make sure you support independent wrestling. But yes, check out our home network, NGSC Sports, and the sponsor of this show, Alicia's Pillows and Things. You will find great home decor at prices that absolutely blow your mind. Great deals over at Alicia's Pillows and Things. You'll find stools, pillows, featuring your favorite sports teams, kids, cartoon, and movie characters, and much, much more. You'll get full body and neck pillows as well. Log on to ngscsports.com. Find the Alicia's Pillows and Things tab on the homepage and place your order. Again, yeah, check out all the stuff we got going on. 3countthursday.com is the place. Follow all of our social media and enjoy Elimination Chamber. And until next week, stay safe, stay smart, and go for the pin.